Hey, what's good, everybody? This is your boy Ced Banner, and this is my review of Transformers: The Last Knight. So, Transformers. So, it's not news that the Transformer franchise has been a struggle. It's been a headache for fans, film fans, and Transformer fans alike. Michael Bay has taken it and he's made it his own. There may be some people who love it. Most people, I think, hate it. The big problem here is that people continue to pay to see the films because they just have to see how bad they're going to be. And I'm one of them. It's a vicious cycle, man, but that's what it is. So the Transformer franchise has been a struggle, that is no secret. When the first one was released in 2007, I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was terrible. It definitely had a lot of opportunities, though. And every 2 to 3 years since then, we've gotten a new installment. We're now up to the 5th installment. The second installment, Revenge of the Fallen, in my opinion, was one of the biggest messes and one of the most offensive films ever made. With all the stereotypes that were played in it, it was ridiculous. The third one, Dark of the Moon, in my opinion, was an improvement. It still wasn't good, really, but it was an improvement. I didn't hate it. And then the previous one before this current installment, Age of Extinction, was when I finally gave up. Michael Bay is just going to be Michael Bay. And back when he first started in the late 90s or mid 90s with Bad Boys and The Rock and The Island and all that, it was cool. But now it's like, come on, man, try something different. At least that's my opinion. So I'll do this one a little differently. I'm just going to list my pros and I'm going to list my cons. Beginning with the pros. First off, the comedy in this film is actually what kept me invested in it. The comedy was top notch, believe it or not. I don't know if they changed up, some of the writers or what, but usually the comedic punchlines and taglines in these Transformer films are just straight out corny. That wasn't really the case here. There were a few misfires, but for the most part, there were a lot of laugh out loud moments in the theater. I will say that there was a little more attention paid to the storyline. I'm not saying they were successful, but I could tell there was more attention paid to making the plot a little more meaningful. And I actually appreciated that throughout the film, especially as it got towards the end. Even though some things didn't quite make sense, I could see the effort, and I do appreciate that. I thought we saw a lot more interaction between the actual Transformers, and it was a little deeper than normal in the previous franchises. But I really liked the scenes, not only when they were in battle, but also just when they were communicating. They seemed a lot more lifelike, and I did appreciate that as well. Mark Wahlberg did what Mark Wahlberg does. You either love it or hate it. I'm actually a fan of his. So even when it got kind of corny in the film, he still, I felt like, kind of carried his scenes. And I appreciated that. There are a lot of new characters as well, human and Transformer alike. The human ones I didn't care about. They didn't have to be there. They were just fillers. The Transformer new additions, I actually appreciated for the most part. And there are a lot of old faces from the previous installments as well. Short list, but that covers my pros. Let's move to the cons. Are nothing new. They're the same ones, the same complaints most fans and viewers have had over the past several years as these installments have been coming about. Michael Bay is Michael Bay, and this is still a Michael Bay film. A lot more, I guess you would say, explosions, a lot more glitter and glamour than substance. And, I understand it's a Transformer film. We don't need a ton of substance, but sometimes you just, kind of feel dumbed out watching these films, and this one really wasn't any different. Next con is still the writing, and the editing is still a little bit all over the place, especially the editing. How the shots just jump from, there's a conversation about one thing going on, and then we jump to a shot of a Transformer dancing. and then back to one of a Transformer doing a handstand, and then back to a different conversation. I mean, it gets kind of all over the place, and it can be hard to really stay, I guess, vested in the film when it gets so erratic like that. That really hasn't changed. And then I will say, once we got towards the ending of the film, it got a little careless on a lot of things as far as the plot. That's nothing new. That's been an issue in the past, and it's still here. That's why it's pretty cut and dry. I mean, there's really nothing new here. So, my rating for Transformers The Last Knight is, it's improved, but still bad. This isn't the last installment. You know, I'm not giving a spoiler by saying that. Just know they're not done. Yeah, so it's just, you know, like I said, it's cut and dry. You know what it is at this point. If you want to go just to see how bad it is, see if it's, you know, an improvement as I think it is, or if it's worse than its predecessors. Or if you just want to, you know, go to theater for a few hours during the summer and kind of escape, it's good for that as well. Other than that, you can wait. Yeah, you know, keep it moving. Nothing to see here. That concludes this review of Transformers The Last Knight. My next review will be for whatever the heck is coming out next. It's the summertime. So until my next review, hey.